All right, welcome to the Josh and Jason Destroy Everything YouTube channel. You may have seen on my main channel that I moved into this new space. On this channel, we're gonna be doing basically everything DIY and gonna be kind of doing some lightweight reviews on products that we use in this studio. In this video, we're gonna be talking about the studio, talking about the potentials for what we could do in this space. It's a big space with a lot of possibilities, and today we're going to be kind of brainstorming from me to you on what a lot of those possibilities are. So I have my notes here so I don't forget anything, so I apologize for not just memorizing everything. So there's a couple things that we need to do right away that would be both beneficial from a filming perspective and from just a general YouTube studio perspective. One of them, and it's probably going to be the most cost effective and it's probably going to have the best cost to effectiveness balance, is going to be blacking out the windows. There are a few windows here. There are two windows up top and then bay door windows. The reason we want to black those out is because the light coming in from here makes it not a very easily controlled environment. So we've got all those lights up there coming in. And when this place has lights that are shut off, it's not dark in here. It's not black. I prefer for it to be black. That way we can just completely control the amount of light at any given moment, and we can have a really dramatic lighting setup where we can't currently. So that's probably going to be the easiest thing to do. That's just some either, cardboard or silicone or something on the windows. We were actually thinking probably acoustic foam because that helps with the second issue with this place, which is acoustics. This place obviously has really bad kind of echo and stuff, and we want to get rid of that. One of the things we want to do with that is create giant acoustic panels. And basically we have acoustic panels right now that are quite small. I think these are 4 feet by, no, these are about 4 feet by, I think 2.5 or maybe 3 feet or something like that. So basically these are just a frame with some Corning insulation inside of them, wrapped in this cover and backed with, cardboard, basically. We want to build 8 foot tall by about 5 foot wide rolling stands of this stuff. That way we can basically move those in front of what we're kind of filming. The reason why we're going to be doing it this way, we're also going to be making it double-sided, so it's going to have the Corning insulation on the front and the back. The reason we're doing it this way is because even in a space like this, when you put up these things, if you put a bunch of these up against the walls, you're still going to have an echo unless you have it absolutely packed, which is very, very expensive. One of the things that you can do, though, is basically move it to be really close to the subject, and that's going to really reduce the amount of echo like you kind of hear right now. Now, one of the plans we have for this is going to be black on one side and white on the other. Now, this is going to fulfill 2 purposes. One is it's going to obviously be the sound absorption. It's also going to absorb sound in both directions, being closer to the subject. So it's going to absorb sound going out and the echo coming back in, so it should work it should be double effective, and we won't have to invest quite as much money as if we were to do the whole studio and we can still leave the walls blank and stuff. The other benefit of the white and the black, is that one can be a light absorber and the other can be a light bounce just by turning it around. So I want to show you about what 8 feet looks like. This is a magic cloth for light diffusion, but basically it's a giant softbox. This is about 8 feet by 8 feet right now, so you're probably seeing about 7-ish feet, 7.5-ish feet of it right now, up to about this height. So they should be about this tall by approximately about that wide. And they'll be on wheels. They'll be somewhat heavy, but they'll be super maneuverable, and we can put them in a bunch of different places as needed, which is going to be great. Now, perhaps the most time-consuming and expensive thing that we need to do is filling in the space. Now, there's a couple ways we could do that to maximize shooting efficiency, but also make a really cool space to kind of work and film videos in. So there's basically 2 options we can do. Option A is we leave this place modular, where let's say from kind of this section back over towards all this wall, we basically leave this giant open empty space that basically we can move stuff in and take stuff out as necessary for the individual videos that we're filming. There's a couple upsides to this. It's very flexible, and it offers a lot of customization, but it also takes much more time to set up for each individual video or project, though there is less initial infrastructure. That is one of the benefits. It's basically just a pit that you kind of fill in later. Now the second option, it's much more upfront work, but it can provide a more efficient shooting structure. This is option B, which is where we basically build sections into this space of different sets. Now, what we can do with that is we can basically just handle each section as sort of an assembly line for videos. So one of the things we were thinking about doing, I don't know if you guys have seen the Jay's 2 Cents channel or the Linus Tech Tips channel, I bet you have, but basically they have like walled off sections of a larger space that are basically like small rooms that have a particular theme to them, and they just go from room to room to room shooting different themes or different styles of video, and they basically just take the camera or the crew from one section to another. They handle it much more like an assembly line. Couple downsides with this. It's very expensive to do that. That loses a lot of the potential flexibility. You're kind of locked into whatever that room is, and you have to change the entire room if you want it to be different. It also costs a lot of money to buy a lot of like specific dedicated styles of video sets and equipment to have in each area. That's something that I do have to consider as a person who is paying for this. Now the benefit of this is ease of use and efficiency. You can output a lot of videos very quickly, but you have a high upfront cost. But again, you could basically just move place to place to place, and you don't have to set up an entire new set each time you do it. We could also do option C, which is somewhere in between, which is where we basically have some sets, but also some modular sections. So there's, the ground here is cut up into basically three, I think these are about 12-foot sections or so, around about 12 feet. And we have this side, and then the middle section. Now we could have the middle section be a video production lane where you basically just kind of have all of your video equipment here, and then we would have modular space on this side, but sets built on this side. But either way, all of this is going to require a lot of money, a lot of DIYing, a lot of time to actually get done. So currently, I don't really have a particular leaning towards either style. I think that either style has its benefits and its drawbacks, like I ran through. There's also something to be said for picking one and not doing both, because you don't really get the best of both worlds. You don't get full modularity with the open design, but you also don't get a lot of different spaces if we go with a kind of sectioned sets. I'll kind of have to feel it as I go, but I think I would actually like to know what you guys think about basically what you would like to see. So like if you were to view a channel, like do you like the more Linus Tech Tip style where it's like different sets and kind of it's always evolving like that? But all the videos end up feeling a little bit over-structured. They feel very cookie cutter. Each video, it's like always, it's in a different area from video to video, but the structure of the video itself is usually quite familiar, and I feel like it could stagnate a little bit. Now he has the benefit of having a lot of staff to kind of liven up the personality feel of the channel, and that goes a long way. I don't really have that benefit yet, so a lot of things to consider. So that's basically where we're at with this space right now. Before I start building into anything, one, I want to look over the finances of what everything's going to cost and really consider my options and feel out what's kind of best suited for the YouTube channel. So if you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear it in the comment section down below. All right, thanks a lot, Jason, for filming. Your arms probably tired, and thanks a lot for watching. All right, bye, guys.